What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, for today's video I have several very interesting and in my opinion very important news. First of all, I will show you that Wes Christian is trying to argue with the statement that he potentially has a conflict of interest in MMTLP case and in other cases against 1209 community. And this is a quite interesting statement and I will show you my thoughts about this. On top of that, guys, we have an update from Scott Trott's side, and this update is also quite interesting because for some reasons he withdrew the subpoena against SEC. Then I will continue with an update from George Palikros and with Scott Trott. And in this case, guys, I have to admit that despite the fact that George Palikros was also mentioned in Scott Trott's case, they are interacting and their interactions, to be honest, is quite promising, and I will show you what I'm talking about. So, and before we dive deep into all of these, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. On top of that, if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Patreon account. And for now, guys, I have 3 tiers. It is Discord access tier, Safe Haven and Gold tier. And if you want to just be in line with all the latest news and with the most recent actions and potential upcoming actions of the US stock market, it is more than enough to join just Discord access. If you want me to cover your personal position and if you want me to create a plan for you to invest in stock market, Safe Haven is for you. The only difference in between these 2 tiers is that on Safe Haven tier you will have a monthly 30-minute Zoom call session with me. And the Gold tier is for people who want to take the most from my experience and from my knowledge. And in this tier you will have a 30 minutes weekly Zoom call with me where I will teach you how to beat the market. On top of that, guys, for the members of this tier I will give my personal signals where to enter and where to leave the position. I will do it when market conditions are more predictable for swing positions. So, and let me give you a sneak peek on the Discord group. You can see that I publish a lot of updates on the market, and as you can see, I even make predictions of its upcoming movements. And if you follow my channel for quite some time, you know that I have a very high level of experience in this type of trades. And guys, in this Discord group, I explain a lot to my patrons, and I do a lot of technical analysis on demand on different assets. Here is the general sentiment of the market on April the 10th. Here is INTC, ISRG. Here is JD, RKLB, MSTR, and other ticker symbols. You can see that I do it pretty much 2 or 3 times a week. And all of my community members know how to benefit out of these market conditions. So, and let's begin today's video with this document. It is a docket number 1878 in the case of Metamaterials bankruptcy case, and it was filed on April 23rd, basically 3 days ago, and just recently it became publicly available without any additional fees. Let me show you this update from Roman Subs. He made a summary of this document, and to be honest, it is not the longest document, it is just 3 pages long document, but in my opinion it is very interesting to know what does it mean. And let me show you this. So, Roman Subs wrote, letter from Wes Christian shines light on recent events at Next Bridge and a new lawsuit coming. Docket 1878. Here is the screenshot of this docket, and let me quote you this. Among other things, Christian states there are no connections with Christian Attar and or any of its employees have with estate's creditors, shareholder or other parties in interest in this matter. Huh? Doesn't representing flamethrower and next bridge hydrocarbons constitute a so-called connection? And he confused. Next one. Christian states he was asked by Next Bridge Hydrocarbon to defend it against numerous pro-sale lawsuits. And here you can see at least 3 of them that were mentioned in this docket. Next one. This conflict with press release from Next Bridge which stated Christian Attar has been engaged to explore and investigate any and all potential claims related to harassment, business disparagement, libel, slander, tortious interference, conspiracy, obstruction of justice and violations of the Administrative Procedures Act. And guys, in my opinion, it is a pure conflict of interest, and Wes Christian knows about it, and he tries to argue with these statements. Next one. Christian states he believes the pro se cases are coordinated effort to harm Meta. And Christian says he does not believe his representing NBH in the pro se cases is a conflict of interest. This seems odd, as Christian is aware the pro se cases are from MMTLP shareholders, and some are also Meta Materials shareholders. And Christian states his firm will be filing a new case on behalf of NBH against certain defendants alleging tutorials interference with the Orogrande lease, certain existing and potential relations of Next Bridge and related claims. And guys, I think it is quite interesting statement that potentially Wes Christian will file a lawsuit against to be honest, I think it might be another lawsuit against Scott Trott. Or it might be a lawsuit against someone from 1209 cases. Time will tell, but in my opinion it is a real bombshell. Next one. What about flamethrower? Makes you wonder. Sounds like a conflict of interest to me. In my opinion, of course. And yes, you know that back in January of 2023, Wes Christian was hired by John Burda, Greg McCabe and some other major MMAT and MMTLP shareholders in order to investigate this case. And definitely, if some lawyer were hired as a attorney, as a lawyer of the certain case, he cannot do anything for so-called other side of these lawsuits. And yes, I think it might be a conflict of interest. So let me quote further. Stay tuned. Sounds like Christian may be handling some issues with the bankruptcy trustee about why he seems to have his hands in all the cookie jars. I'm not a news person or reporter or advisor, just putting out links and my opinions. So guys, definitely it is quite interesting statement, and I have to admit that Wes Christian is the person who miraculously appears every time when you can hear or you can read the word counterfeit shares or naked shorting, and you can find him in other cases, a lot of other cases. I don't want to even mention it, but you definitely know about it. Next one, let me show you another quite interesting update. Just yesterday, I showed you that in the case of Scott Trott versus Ari Rubinstein, we have a new filing that was filed on April 24th. It is a main document and it is a withdrawal. So yesterday it was hidden behind the paywall, but for now, guys, you can find it free of charge. And let me quote to this. It is a plaintiff's motion to withdraw subpoena issued on April 2nd, 2025 to the Securities and Exchange Commission. So, don't you think it is quite intriguing topic and intriguing title? Let me quote you further. Plaintiff Scott Trott hereby withdraws the subpoena issued to the SEC for reasons. Reason number 1. The SEC has agreed to have discussions about compliance with the subpoena when and if the Second Amendment complaint, in full or in part, is allowed to go forward by this court. And 2. The reason number 2, in the interests of judicial economy, Trot believes discovery in this matter might warrant far more substantial third-party discovery against SEC based on revelations made possible in recently obtained emails between and among SEC officials and congressional staffers from 2022 to 2024. Therefore, Trot withdraws the subpoena. Well, to be honest, guys, these reasons, I don't want to tell you that it is at least controversial, but I don't think that it might be the real reasons. It is just my opinion and my thoughts, but, well, I don't know the potential real reasons if it is just some kind of smoke and mirrors. But, well, I don't know, to be honest, and time will tell what will be the next step in this case. But we also have another update from Scott, and this is quite interesting. He refers to the tweet that was written by Yo-Yo Fakoui, and it says, "Junk Savvy, who is naked? Are you talking about broker or broker's customer? Do you know how many shares were talking about? Why secret?" And Scott responded, and by the way, Yo-Fuck wrote about the statement that was made by Junk Savvy that she knows a company that is heavily that is in extremely high short position on next bridge. And let me quote you this. More proof that Julian J. Junk Savvy is an agent for McCabe for sure, and I suspect in all likelihood for Wes Christian as well, as part of her information and narrative control duties, to put it as charitably as possible. She says she has conclusive proof today that one broker is super short, but will not state who. If the feeble-minded can discern her gamesmanship and utterly obscene role in the MMTLP and NBH fiasco, it's one thing. But after more than 2 years of relentless SIA on behalf of McCabe, Burda and Wes Christian, those with functioning cerebral cortex should see the same drill over and over again. Remember, we've had 2+ years of unfulfilled promises from this ex-based snake oil saleswoman. So, again, why not to tell the people with active lawsuits who is this entity? Or is it being withheld because she's actually protecting them, but at the same time putting her best public face on this to keep others from going into court against Burda, McCabe and Dubois and the social media shills? So, quite interesting statement, guys, and definitely it is another, in my opinion, another bombshell and quite legitimate question. Next one, let me show you this update. Scott also added, just remember folks, McCabe wanted to end this at $10 or less per share. If you still think that dirty schmuck is on your side, you need to retune the resonator attuned to the steel plate in your head. That was the number he gave to one woman under NDA to him back in 2024. Oh yes, kiddies, she's going under oath eventually. Well, and here's the opinion of Roman Soups in regards to the same exact tweet. He wrote, in my opinion, only the SEC will know if Junk, Busy, Joanna are paid stooges or volunteer stooges. Until somebody gets discovery, how can we tell which liars are paid to lie to us and which ones are just victims trying to cope with getting scammed? So, again, quite good statement, and I have to admit that, well, all these space calls, all these call to actions in social media, in X, in Facebook, in Reddit threads are pretty much useless. In my opinion, the most promising and the most, let's say, productive way to see the resolution is lawsuits. And definitely, we have to do it officially and we have to do it professionally. That is why, guys, these lawsuits, well, it is not the cheapest way for plaintiffs to file it, but definitely this game is worth the candles. So let me show you another quite interesting update from Scott. He wrote this tweet and he addresses it to George Palikros. He wrote, "Well, Palikros, it's go time. MMTLP shareholders should be seeing the logbooks that McCabe and Burda created in TRCH, showing something like 140 oil and gas companies that supposedly expressed interest in buying the Orogrande assets. These were supposedly provided to MMAT execs prior to the creation of MMTLP as proof that the Orogrande was flush with oil. Most of us at this point know getting this full list and then doubling back to the people who McCabe and Burda presented as potential buyers for the NBH assets, etc. would clearly allow at least a third wave of lawsuits and lead to summary judgments in some of the 1209 lawsuits, naming Burda and McCabe as defendants. I spoke to George 3 days ago. The attached letter is my request for him to release these records and to force the release of the share intel data that the poster child for stock manipulation, Wes Christian, maintained revealed an enormous volume of shorts and other data. That Wes Christian has a business relationship, fairly symbolic actually with the share intel folks notwithstanding. If the numbers were that damning, why hasn't Wes taken action with McCabe, Burda and others in NBH, especially since Wes has hired by McCabe recently? Maybe our favorite naked short chaser can do more than threaten to sue NBH shareholders for openly exposing the fraud committed by McCabe and Burda. Yes, I am prepared to use Console in Nevada to get the share intel data and this logbook. Yours truly is content to be pro se in Vermont US District Court in both Trott vs. Rubinstein and Trott vs. Atkins. The fact that a Texas state court may allow my attorneys to subpoena these records in Christian vs. Trott doesn't bode well for all of this data being kept in the shadows for much longer. So here's the names to start with we know are on list: Chevron, Anadarko, Shell, Repsol. We also have names of the people at each of the above who was supposedly contacted. In the final analysis, the bankruptcy court has a specific interest in identifying where the causation was for the bankruptcy in total. So my instincts tell me that a request to see all of this, as I am an MMTLP shareholder, would not be denied. And he added a screenshot of this letter that he addresses to Mr. Palikros. And guys, I don't want to cover all the details in this letter. Scott already explained it in his tweet, but we have an answer from George Palikros. And George wrote, "For clarity and some additional information if it helps. 1. Regarding the list, I can confirm that a logbook of discussions with over 100 relevant oil and gas parties exists, and I believe it includes the names mentioned. However, releasing it publicly is not straightforward. It is MMAT corporate information, now under the trustees' control. I have no objections to its release, but I must follow the appropriate legal process. I intend to use it in court as a part of my defense. If the trustee does not permit disclosure beforehand, those seeking immediate access should direct their request to NBH, Mr. McCabe or Mr. Burda, since the information originally came from them. 2. Regarding the share intel and spoofing and naked shortings report, the initial share intel report and subsequent analysis and report prepared by a well-known economist were completed right after my departure from MMAT. Coincidence? I reviewed the findings in version 2 of this report in November of 2023, strictly in my capacity as a board member. During this time as a board member, I offered to provide additional new information directly to West Christian team, provided to me by the community, who were investigating this, but the MMAT board and management denied it. Coincidence? In the spring of 2024, when I was given access under strict NDA to the MMAT's data room when they were looking for buyers, as mentioned before, I brought a $45 million recapitalization plan with an investor group which was denied. And as a part of my due diligence, I asked about the status of the spoofing case. Management at the time, specifically the CLO and the CEO of MMAT, respectfully responded that A. The V2 report I had seen in November 2023 was final, and B. Strongly recommend that you do not want to shake that tree. Coincidence? I now have a primary evidence showing that the chairman of MMAT during the period I was conducting investor due diligence directly asked Mr. Wes Christian to not speak to me regarding the spoofing case. Coincidence? I believe he was never told why. Overall, MMAT founded these engagements with Mr. Wes Christian and Share Intel. The data now resides with the bankruptcy trustee who has appointed special counsel to pursue it. Recent subpoenas confirm active efforts are underway. To be clear, the custodian of the data and any actionable steps, including matters tied to MMTLP before the spin-out, lie with the MMAT bankruptcy trustee, not NBH and certainly not me. To be crystal clear, I do not control the Share Intel data or the subsequent enforcement steps. As the largest MMAT shareholder, I am pleased to see the trustee making steady progress on the spoofing and stock manipulation case. From what I've heard, the subpoenas are being treated with the seriousness they deserve by most recipients, which strengthens the part toward maximizing recovery for the estate and holding responsible parties accountable. And guys, definitely it is a real bombshell, and to be honest, I like the way how George Palikars responded to Scott Trott's question, to Scott Trott's letter. And on top of that, guys, take a look right here. Scott responded, "Thanks, George. Thank you for helping to peel away the skin of the onion." And guys, this news, in my opinion, might lead to quite huge steps towards the resolution, because the investigation is ongoing and the litigation process is still here, and that is why, guys, we are fighting. And to be honest, it doesn't matter who the wrongdoers are and who made these bad actions. We have to find it out, and then, guys, we have to find out who can pay all the damages to MMTLP shareholders. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.